Achieve Fitness.
Hey, this is Jim Maychek from Achieve Fitness, and we are going to feature a shoulder training video today. And our shoulders are very important. You can hit your shoulders from every angle, and they really improve the overall appearance of anybody's physique. Having good shoulder width and capped out delts can make your waist look smaller. It just really gives you that three-dimensional look to your physique, and they're so important. A lot of people neglect their rear delts when training shoulders. Here you can see I'm warming up my shoulders with some cable rear delt flies, and it just kind of gets blood in the right area, gets everything warmed up. I usually stretch out in between sets during this movement, and then I moved on to a second rear delt movement on the reverse pec deck. If you notice on my rear delt movements, I don't go back too far. Your traps will take over if you go back and extend too far. You want to get a full stretch at the top of the movement, but you definitely don't want to go back too far. You want to keep the tension right on the rear delts and take your time with this movement. Don't rush when training shoulders, or any body part for that matter. But to really target the rear delts, they're a small muscle group, and you have to really focus and just go real slow. It's definitely not a power movement. If you're trying to use the whole stack during this movement, chances are your back and your traps are taking over. So definitely just take your time and really go for the feel. The second movement is side laterals. These are so important. This is the side part of your shoulder. This is what really creates that width. And I usually try to, before I go to dumbbells, warm up with a couple sets on the machine side lateral. Most gyms have a machine of this type, and you can see I'm just taking my time. This is another just like warm up set of 20 reps, and I'm not going too far up, but I'm not. I definitely am going far up enough to cap the shoulders out. And then here we moved on to dumbbells. And if you notice, I'm keeping my pinky finger slightly higher than the front of my hand. This really targets the side delt. You see a lot of people bend their arms too much during this movement or do some funky front lateral, side lateral raise. That's definitely not the case. I'd rather just target the side laterals instead of trying to do some, a bunch of weight and just kind of heaving it around. So you can see my hands are raised at the same time as my elbows, and I'm definitely leading with the pinky. After this, my shoulders are fully warmed up, and then I go into a military press movement. A lot of guys like to start with this movement so they look cool and you can use a lot of heavy weight. Well, by the time you get through the other exercises, now your shoulders are fully warmed up and you can do this compound movement and really cap off those delts. I definitely think that a lot of people have rear delts as their weakest part of their shoulders, so it's good to start with rears for most people, then sides, and then move on to the overhead presses and the front delt area. So after the military presses, we went ahead and moved on to a finishing movement. It's just some front lateral raises, nothing fancy. If I'm looking in a mirror, you want the dumbbells to kind of like form a box around your eyes. That way you're not going up too high and you're not, kind of taking the pressure off of the front delts. You want that tension on the front delts. And just take your time with this movement. Don't swing, pause at the bottom, and don't rush it. Thanks so much for watching. We're trying to come out with about a video every week. We really appreciate it. Come down and check us out at Achieve Fitness.
Achieve Fitness.